not going to mention who because I might upset some Adelaideans. But the people who are made billions out of putting one point of view, that's fine. It has to be in the freedom of democracy, but we have to get balance. Now, federal elections are coming up soon. I have to tell you that my friend Sarah Hanson-Young, who can't be here tonight, has become a very formidable representative for South Australia in the National Parliament. She's fantastic. Just as Mark in the upper house of the South Australian Parliament has become and you've heard the teams being announced, and some are still underway for the next election. And I believe, Mark, you'll have company after the state election in the upper house, and that's fantastic because one Green is a good breakthrough. I remember that position. I was in the Senate. You got a toehold, but put two together, and you're getting much more than double value. You got sounding boards. You got double thing. Get 5 like we've got at the moment with a spectrum of portfolios on issues like education, where we are in a nation which has lost its way to the idea that every child should have an equal right to a first-class education. Because the state and federal governments serially now, for some decades, have decided to take money out of the public school system at a rate which has made it terribly hard for the dedicated teachers in that system to deliver the educational fairness to every child that some of the wealthier schools, bless them, have got. The role for our nation and our governance is to ensure that every child gets that fantastic education right from birth through to tertiary qualification. And we Greens believe that there should be no impediment to a tertiary education, HECS or otherwise, for anybody in Australia. And as you know, I'm a doctor and I come from, that's how I got into environmental issues, because you know that with a healthy environment, an inspiring environment, the rate of illness goes down and the rate of wellness goes up if it's delivered and available to everybody. I'm really delighted to be back here in Adelaide, and I'll be back again before the March 20 vote next year. But I just want to inveigle folk who may be new to what the Greens are doing for a couple of minutes. I won't be too long here. Back in February, I want to give you an example. Back in February, the coalition opposition in Canberra said we want back a stimulus package in the global financial crisis. We say no to it. Labor was putting up $40 billion. And we can conject what we like about it now. It was dire trial. I listened to Treasury, and they told us that in their best view, we would be in recession by the third quarter of this year, and there would be some hundreds of thousands of extra jobs lost right across Australia due to that. I had a get-together with my fellow Green senators. We did not have all the information we required, but we went to the Treasury and to the Treasurer and to the Prime Minister, and to cut a long story short, took 500 million out of that 40 billion. It reduced the cheques everybody got from $950 to $90. Sorry about that. However, it went into a $300 million job creation program, 60 million for heritage buildings, and every announcement in this state, as every other state, that Peter Garrett or anybody else has made from the government is because the Greens acted on this, and 40 million for bikeways, with more to come. My fellow Senator complained in the Senate. that the Greens component of the stimulus package created 2.5 times as many jobs per dollar as the Labor parties. And that's what we're about. Social return for the dollars that are spent. We will make hard decisions, but we have a very clear template on which to make them, which is the Green Accord. I'm just delighted to be here with 200 people tonight. I remember, and you will, Mark, and many others of you will remember the 1990s as we were growing, and we had meetings outdoors in parks and various places. It's just so lovely to see the Greens here doing so well, producing such fine parliamentarians and such fine candidates and such good policies. I know that there is a big choice to be made on March the 20th. For my part, all I can say is talk to your neighbours. If you're changing your vote, seek the information from us. If you've changed your vote, tell other people you've done that. We do need what support we can get because we can't match the big parties for fundraising, and money does count, as Machiavelli said 600 years ago. But above all, vote Green with confidence, because we will put forward a suite of constructive economic, employment and environmental ideas in parliaments that the other parties simply can't and will never put up. And those policies are required in this age. This is a different century. We are under different challenges. We need different responses. And we Greens are committed to passing this state, this island continent, this planet, to the future generations as if we were their guardians and their custodians. And when we become that, we become happy ourselves. We become fulfilled ourselves. That's not too much for us to ask. But the only component in the political spectrum at state or federal level that will deliver that is the Greens. I thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely to be here with you. Enjoy the night.